Hello and welcome to HyzerMedia's coverage of the 8th annual Thrive and Survive to benefit the St. Baldrick's Foundation and presented by Long Island Disc Golf.
Coverage sponsorship from Cosmic, D-Town Disc Golf. Use Hyzer 23 at checkout, and Reaper Disc Supply. Thank you to those sponsors for bringing us this coverage. Introducing our players today, we've got Matt Parslow coming in from London. Wyatt Mahoney, been tearing up the regional scene for years now. This is Todd Springer, Connecticut local, well known in the regional scene. Mr. Craig Henninger, coming from Westchester. And local Spencer Vid representing Long Island Disc Golf here today.
I'm Kyle Ebinger. Today we'll be covering hole 1, par 3, 168. It's a really tight fit in either direction. We've got a little hole to the left that I think the lefties will take, and a really tight hyzer here out on the right. See how they play it out. And Matt Parslow taking us now.
A lot of the players playing this layout blind. This is an intentionally shortened layout. The Thrive component of the Thrive and Survive. So we got some fresh looks for all the players. Looks like Matt put it nice and close there. To get things started, here's Wyatt Mahoney.
And Wyatt taking that low outside skip shot. As a lefty myself, I know how difficult this is, and it looks like he puts it about 25 feet from the basket. That's a solid job.
Really nice throw there from Wyatt. Todd's looking back up that righty hyzer gap. I like that everyone's keeping it low and playing the skip. It looks like that's the best way to get it back over.
Absolutely parked. Let's see if Craig can pull out something funky. We all know that he's an unconventional player, to say the least. And I bet you this is a judge coming off the tee.
You might be right. It didn't skip as much as the Justice might have, but everyone set themselves up so far with a putt. And let's see if Spencer can follow the crowd.
And a note to everyone watching coverage, it was a very windy and particularly cold day. So Matt coming out blazing with a 5 down on the blue longs.
Wyatt will be first to act here. Wind forced him to keep that low.
I think we're going to see a lot of that today, Adam.
Well, there's another one for you. So far, that's 2 for 2.
Craig may be staring down about 15 feet and still getting nervous at this putt. And he cashes the turbo. You got to love it.
Absolutely. He's, theoretically changing the angle of attack. And, that is a skill to have in the bag when you're playing in windy conditions. Wyatt cleaning up the comebacker there. Pretty nice.
Let's see what Spencer can do here. Should just have a nice, easy 10-foot tap in. But again, with this wind, anything is possible. Cleans it up, and we should have one more tap in or 2 more tap ins to take it home.
Yeah, that's Matt there who put it close, and Todd who put it just a little bit closer. A couple of great birdies there on hole 1.
We're on to hole 2. It's a short 213-foot par 3. You have a little bit of a ceiling to compete with here, and trees on both the left and right of the basket. I know, again, as a lefty, that this is a tough one. You don't really have a hyzer to throw. I think the righties are just going to be trying to skip this in from right to left.
Mac doing exactly that, sliding it up very nicely.
Going to be a bunch of easy putter shots here. Todd also seems to be holding the putter, and he's just going to go dead straight at it, and he'll leave himself a little short.
Yeah, got some unfortunate ground play there. Would have expected that to just slide up to the basket, but hopefully he can clean it up with the putt. Let's see if Craig tries to.
I think it's going to be another justice play here as he hangs it out wide and maybe a little deep.
Yeah, I got to say, wind held that flatter far longer than he meant to. Let's see if he can make it up with the putt.
Yeah, this wind is just going to make all these shots a lot more difficult than they should be.
Oh, that's a nice toss there from Spencer.
Oh, look at this. Great
Putting it real
shot,
close.
Spence. Love to see it from the local. And now again, Wyatt, the backhand, doesn't have the hyzer play. You almost have to throw a slight anhyzer or just an absolute dart at this. And it's looking good, man.
There it
And
is.
it's in. And Wyatt is going to cash that ace pot. Incredible. And let's check out this catch cam.
You called it. A little bit of anhyzer. Held the line. Center. Oh, what a beaut.
Oh, man, that is just gorgeous. You love to see it.
Absolutely. Well done, Wyatt. That's a great ace on camera there. Looked in the whole time. All right, this is a super turbo putt from way outside and is going to serve as a highly effective layup.
And you can see just how deceptive the distance is on this hole. Craig putting it just a little long and Todd a little short, but still manages to put in that birdie putt. Nice putt, Todd.
Yeah, that was just a great ace to see there from Wyatt, to see just a nice straight, long flying putter. Craig.
Oh, Craig, what are you doing, man?
I'm sorry to talk over your putt there, pal. I thought these tap-ins were a foregone conclusion. I apologize. But you play golf one hole at a time, so short memory, on to the next one. See if you can clean it up.
Matt will maintain a one-stroke lead going into hole 3. So hole 3 is a 175-foot par 3. The righties, again, will probably take a big hyzer out right. Lefty has a tight shot up the gut, but it looks like Wyatt's just going to try and hang it around, and he'll get caught up in the briars over there.
Yeah, unfortunate throw. Matt here's going to show us the righty hyzer line, looking way up. Oh yeah,
it's a fun shot. It's not long, but it is. It's a fun hyzer for the righties at least.
Yeah, but this section of the course, we tend to get a lot of swirling winds. So you put it up that high, you are leaving some of it out of your own control. That one just drifting pretty far to the left past the basket there. We'll see if Todd can make the adjustment.
When I was playing this as a practice round, I borrowed a glitch from someone and threw a lefty anhyzer and managed to park it, which was an unusual route for me. It would not work in this wind today. And Todd manages to find his way underneath the basket.
Yeah, I like that choice from Todd, keeping it low, keeping the wind out of the equation. Spencer, kind of middle height compared to Matt and Todd, but still getting pushed. And here's Craig.
Again with the lower shot.
Yeah, they seem to be playing well. Pushed to the back edge of the circle, but I think he's got a good chance at it.
We're going to have some tough putts for birdie here, that's for sure. As Matt steps up. And a nice run. A way to keep it close.
Yeah, that's right. Now we're going to find out how obstructed Wyatt is.
Yeah, that's never easy.
No, enough to just toss it over there.
He'll average birdie on 2 and 3.
Strong statistics.
Oof.
Right off the center pole. That's a fair bit.
Spencer will get himself a dot.
There it is.
And he just continues to cash those turbos.
Some cleanups here, and we'll take a stroll into the woods. Go check out 3A from the short position.
This is a fun one. It's, in my opinion, one of the truest holes we have on this course as far as disc golf goes. Really tests your ability to throw a straight shot.
It definitely does that. Narrow gap, lots of trees. Let's take a look.
And on 3A, we have 133-foot par 3. Straight up the gut, really tight tunnel shot. There's not much in the way of gaps on the outside. You just got to put it where it's got to go. And as you can see, this is going to beat up these guys pretty easily.
Yeah, the one thing that's striking me is that center gap looks far wider on coverage than it does in person. You all will just have to take our word for it.
Absolutely. And Craig, of course, looking for a line where maybe there is one, but it sure ain't easy to hit. Matt looks to have hyzered out a little early, and he's going to be having an obstructed putt there. Let's see what the lefty decides to do. Oh, that is.
I like
gorgeous.
this play. I like this play a lot.
I'll have to steal that one for future use. And Spencer getting knocked down early.
And this is the fun of this particular format with the shortened holes. You get off early. You still got work to do. You'd hate to take a bogey, but it's going to happen. You know, this layout is short, but it has teeth, and how we respond to the mental game after that is really what's going to, I think, determine whose day it is today. That could go in. Oh,
Oof. It was a great run.
Yeah, that looked really nice.
Yeah, you know, Adam, I as some of our viewers may or may not know, we switched the order of the rounds this year. It's Craig sinks one off the bottom of the cage. The goal was to get a tighter first round and let these guys go at it for ace runs and birdies and see how many they can put in at the second round. But obviously with the conditions today and the tough lines, it's really anybody's shot at this. And hopefully we have a good round to watch. And Wyatt.
Absolutely.
Oof.
Yeah. Those are going to happen. Sometimes you just let your eye wander and that's the result. I think he's going to bounce back from that rather quickly, though, is my guess. Spencer with a nice cleanup putt there. And Todd will have to settle for the 3 after almost cashing that forehand too from pretty far back. Would have been a heck of a way to get the birdie.
Sure, and again, blind or obstructed, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. Reversing the order of the format this year, universally, I think was really well received by the players, and yeah, definitely gave a different feel to the flow of the day.
All right, in hole 4, we have a 185-foot par 3. This is one of our more wooded holes from the Blues, and so we just got to stick this down the fairway for this hole.
That's a great Anheuser backhand there from Todd. Held the line perfectly, slid it right up.
Now, Craig's... Okay, so who we got here? This is Craig, right?
This is Craig. Yeah.
Craig's specialty is that forehand, so...
Yeah, and it was on its way. He just caught one of the last little skinny trees there on the left-hand side of the fairway. Let's see if Matt can make an adjustment. little more hyzer on it out of the hand, and I think that's going to get where it's going. Nice throw.
That's gorgeous. Nice touch. Now, Wyatt is actually also a righty forehand thrower. So I played around with him, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and he and his dad were saying they do not go left.
No, and unfortunately, that tree really made sure that nothing was going left on that shot. He'll have a chance to kind of scramble a birdie out of that. He should have a clean look at the basket. I liked what Spencer was looking at there, but he just left it a little too far right out of the hand. I think that's an honest way to attack the basket, though.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the more traditional righty line, but you got a couple of forehand throwers that wanted that back door. I imagine fading into the brush on the left is what what you generally want to avoid. And Craig
coming out of the rough.
Turbo. How does he do it, man?
Well, it's one of the better layups you're going to see on film right there.
And he's going to
great direct bid.
Yeah, but now he'll wind up with a tough lie behind this bush. Let's see if he's able to put it in. That won't be a problem for him.
Nope, that's a great finish. Very confident stroke. But you live by the spin, you die by the spin, huh, Kyle? So
I sure know a thing or two about that.
If you're going to send it past the basket, you got to make those comebackers, and he did just that.
I'm sure he's no stranger to it.
I think you're probably right.
And we've got a couple tap outs and move on to hole 5. So hole 5 is a par 3, 163 feet, and my goodness, is this tight. We pulled this one back from the traditional spot, as you can see up on the left, a few feet, and pushed it to the right, made this bush come into play, and from my perspective, the righty backhand flexes the play, but it looks like Matt's going to try a big skip, and Todd's going to try.
That was Todd.
Skip.
Yep.
It's the black jackets, Adam.
I know.
Hard to keep track.
No, you're all right there, and I want to agree with you though. I would have expected to see maybe an overstable, slow anti-flex backhand, but Todd got most of the way, and Matt got all the way with that super severe forehand hyzer skip shot.
Hey, look, this is why they're playing MPO and we're not, right?
That's a fact. Looks like Craig sees something that you didn't see when you planted the tee.
Uh-oh. I've been foiled.
Well, it forced him to the outside of the circle, but he's in the green, so he's on the green rather, so...
I'm watching for that one next year, Craig.
Wyatt's taking a look at this himself, I think.
Oh yeah. See, I was forehanding this, but he doesn't have that play, and he still manages to put it 15?
Yeah. So far, I think that's the closest to the bunch so far.
All right, I think Spencer sees the line we were talking about.
And he out of the hand, but I think he went a little too flippy on that.
Yeah.
Held the line when he just needed it to fight back a little bit more. Let's see if he can clean up the putt.
Hear that wind roaring.
I know. And it was a good-looking putt and a great angle to see it from, too.
Absolutely. Great work, HyzerMedia film crew, for sure. A little high on
Todd got it. He got it up high. I think he was probably playing it for a tailwind, but it just didn't push it down the way he'd expected it to.
I'm sure in typical Heckscher fashion, it turned into a headwind as he released it.
That is what some of us will call home field advantage.
Just glad I didn't have to play in this one, I'll be honest. Let's see if Wyatt can handle the wind on this one. And he can. Keeps it nice and low.
And that direct spin putt is just so effective in windy conditions, and being able to use that is saving you strokes all over the course on a day like today.
If you can keep the nose angle right, it definitely helps. Todd will save that par.
Yeah, very good cleanup. And Craig spins one in there.
Nice birdie, Craig. Matt will finish out the birdie. Finish out the hole with the birdie. And on to hole 6, par 3, 170 feet. Another tight look, kind of similar to 5 as far as the hole design goes, but just a tight shot. Probably going to see a forehand here. And the hardest part of this one, honestly, is just judging the distance. And Matt seems to have figured that out pretty well.
Yeah, that looked really good there. I wanted to point out, Matt's got a really nice, like a bowler's kick out on that right leg on his forehand. Just a nice little form thing I noticed there. I hope I get a chance to see a couple more of those.
I'm sure you will. We have plenty of quirky little lines to come, so we'll certainly see more of that.
Craig did well to get one up there. Wyatt follows suit.
That woods golf practice you get in Connecticut's going to play well for these Connecticut guys. Todd will show us that as well here.
Absolutely. Todd, very involved in Bridgeport disc golf. Of course, I've got to play a couple of times, and I think get there.
Ooh.
That was a very nice line from Todd there.
It looked fast, but it settled quickly. All right, Spencer, let's see what you got. Oh, and he just overcooks it a little bit.
Yeah, what he's got now is an upshot.
Or a nice long jump putt. Let's see what it does. Woohoo!
That was a great bid. Very aggressive.
Can't complain about that.
All right, now where this tree is in between him, this is going to should be a pure Anheuser turbo putt. Yeah. Oof.
How many people do you know that can actually throw that effectively?
And intentionally.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful putt.
Man, Matt is just lighting it up here. He is stone cold.
Yeah, I am enjoying watching him spin a disc today.
So funny. On Saturday, right before the tournament, I got a text from him basically asking how in the world he's supposed to get out to Heckscher.
Mostly hitchhiking.
So we have some great members that were able to help him get out so he can take all our money.
Craig's going to be wise to take his 30 seconds here.
Man, that is roaring.
Good finish.
Unfazed. We got a couple tap outs. And on to hole 7. So hole 7's probably one of the hardest on the course. A par 3, 224 feet. This is a tough line. There's really no direct shot towards the hole. The righties are probably either going to have to throw something flexy or a forehand to get out there.
Looks like Matt's going to give us that kind of extra Hyzer skippy forehand, but either the ground or the wind just didn't cooperate with him on that one.
This is definitely an unfriendly play, no matter where you put it.
Todd looks like he's even caught between two brains, but a little bit higher.
Low. Nice.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's getting significantly farther right than most people are going to hope to get.
It's a long ways from that outside gap.
Is Craig looking down the middle? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Well,
oh, man.
I like the idea of that throw more than that actual throw, but I love that he went looking for an alternate route there.
Absolutely. And Wyatt's going to throw the more traditional route, a little more direct to the basket. Just got to beat these trees, and he's going to get there.
That's lovely.
That's the shot.
Yep. Just a little hang-up hyzer, keeping it low and pushing forward the whole time.
Let's see
very
if Spencer's
touchy.
Inspired. Spencer going to play it safe too.
He's going to get a good skip, but I don't think the wind's going to let him get anywhere near back to the basket. He's about pin high. Should have a chance.
Going to take a long putt to get that par. Oh boy.
Yeah. Is this Matt? I think this is Matt. He caught a really unfortunate either skip or tree kick or something to get over there.
Ooh, that was a nice little touchy flick.
Yeah. And no drama.
You'll take that.
Lunging effort from Spencer. Yes.
Yeah.
Atta boy, Spencer.
That was beautiful.
Great to see. Yeah, there's a jog. There's the endorphins running through. Getting about 48 feet here.
Oh, stop it. Not to be outdone.
Now that it went in, I'm going to call it 54 feet.
Put that down on the U-disc. Todd taking his time with this wind.
And making it count.
Look at this. What is that, 3 birdies now? Is it still a star frame if you got 4 out of 5?
There's got to be some other word for it.
Knock on wood for Wyatt here. Oh, I almost jinxed him.
Yeah, test the center pole on these baskets. Now and again, it's going to throw one back to you, but that was high and you like to see it stick.
He really put some heat behind that one. And Matt with the lone par, but he'll maintain a lead as we go into hole 8, par 3, 224. And this for Wyatt should be nice and easy. Big lefty hyzer, but for the righties, they're going to have no line, but up and around. Let's see if we can get some interesting forehands out of this one. Big spike hyzers.
Yeah, I think all these guys are going to have the power to force that sort of horseshoe hyzer line over there. But let's see if the wind cooperates.
Well, that's certainly the big
that one did.
In this. And
well, I hate to tell you, Kyle, that didn't look hard.
I gotta go back to the drawing board next year.
This one got a little flat.
And I'm sure that wind certainly didn't help there. And here we go. Let's see just how high Wyatt decides to put this one. It's kind of looking like he's holding a lower speed disc, so he may keep it low. Yeah. All right. Oh, and he's going to have a long comebacker on this.
Yeah, it looks like you chose something maybe a little on the flippier side. Steep hyzer out of the hand, got it to flip up and push, and then it just kept pushing.
This is looking nice.
That's very good.
Certainly is.
And I think this is a valid play here. This is probably something a little more overstable, going to come out on a steep anhyzer. But will it hold or will it flex out? Oh, it's just beautiful.
Can't complain about that one.
That looked so nice.
A quick shout out to my code TD, Ray Sports. When we designed this hole last year, he threw an ace on the first practice shot, and I had to move it to make it harder for him.
Craig tickling chains from 55. Thought he was going to double him up there. Oh, and a really, really, really good windy putt there from Wyatt. Almost rode it right up into the chains. He'll be settling for par. Matt gets to tap in this birdie, extend the lead. But things are still very tight at the top, and that's exciting to see.
And again, that's exactly what we wanted to see, and we really want to see just these guys having to go for birdie towards the tail end of this. As Wyatt will tap out his par. Craig coming in and taking his par. And we're on to hole 9. Hole 9 is a 236-foot par 3. Again, this one we pulled back from the original green tee location and pushed to the right to make it a really pinched off shot where I think the righties are going to have to throw a bit of an anhyzer to really get there. The left, I'm curious to see how Wyatt takes this one. It's probably going to be a low outside skip. Todd just pulls it inside a little too much, and he'll get hit by those trees.
It's a common mistake you see when someone's trying to throw that right drifting anhyzer, and they just start it to the right instead of trusting it out, hanging it out left and letting it drift. We'll see if Spencer can make the adjustment because he's lining up the same type of shot. He's got it out to the left.
And you don't see it on camera here, but you are competing with some ceiling at the end of this fairway. This little tunnel here. Matt will try the forehand.
And that seems to be just about right.
That's the shot. Craig, the forehand expert.
No. You hear the gallery react.
He meant to do that.
Pretty decent result from a clearly mislined throw.
Wyatt seems to have found the line here.
Don't go too long.
Yeah, Todd did that. Well, don't get them all up. I think that it went.
Okay.
I don't think he did go too long. I think he's just fine there.
Yeah.
Todd's going to chip something out of the rough here on the right-hand side.
Have to get past those guardian trees.
Yep.
And he'll have 20, 25 feet. Oh, no.
Even
15.
less.
Yeah.
Even less. Craig also contending with those guardians. But not much trouble there. Great bank shot off the near tree and under the basket.
Craig looks like Peyton Manning throwing for a touchdown there.
See, Matt from way outside, but not out of contention. It's a really good putt. I hope we don't find out that he pushed himself too far under that. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Todd. Wait.
I think that was Spencer, wasn't it?
Sorry, Spencer. I think Spencer pulled his face mask down and it threw me off. So
it's hard to keep track of these guys.
We're all right. We got Todd cleaning up now. Matt's under the basket. Spencer did push a little bit past the basket on that 55-footer and remains to be seen. Let's find out if he jammed himself up in the bush back there at all. You hope not.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part about that putt. And it looks like he should be fine to tap this in.
How many times have you seen it? And how many times have you seen it? This collection area behind the basket here is notorious for obstructing players just enough to force a mistake, even when it feels like they're close. So, Spencer, I'm sorry you had to do it on camera, bud, but we've all been there before.
It's good, Craig. Okay. And hole 10 to finish out the front 11 is a par 3, 242-foot shot. We took this, and I just pushed it like 2 feet to the left. You kind of have to throw a bit of a flexy shot here. And Matt's just going to pull this a little low.
What is that hovercraft?
No, it pushed. He's going to have an outside look. Not even that far outside look.
I'm pretty shocked to see he got that far. So the shot here is just a slight anhyzer with something overstable and let it come back. But the tough part is not going too long. And
yeah, distance control is a big factor from this distance. Something about where it is on the course, it's deceiving. The brain tells you have to throw it farther than you do.
Well, and those flex shots tend to fly just a little further as well.
It's a great point.
And I'm fascinated to see the backhands from the righties here. You kind of push that tree line, and as you can see, it gets you in trouble.
Yeah, and Todd either wanted a lot more hyzer or a slightly less aggressive out to the right line there. But either way, he should be a chip and a putt away from getting off the hole.
And I got a good feeling about this shot from Craig. Let's see how it goes.
Get out of there.
Well, he just tested that left side a little too much.
I'm sure the wind caught him.
He'll appreciate you saying so.
I mean, it's the only thing you can really blame it on, right? Oh, and Spencer with a big skip, but still leaving it short.
I know. I kind of like that idea of going with something overstable just to make sure you don't get over to the tree line. But it did rob him of some distance, some forward distance there.
I have to admit, as the TD, I'm really glad to see these guys struggling with this one. I wanted to make it hard, and it worked out.
It seems to be doing just that. Craig's going to have to try to chip something out of the wood line there. Oh, I think that touched metal.
I think I got to reconsider my putting stroke.
All right, Spencer already got one from outside on film today. Let's see if we can make it two.
Catch cam set up.
That's just wonderful.
Oh, man. Unreal. That was beautiful. Way to go, Spence. Keep providing those highlights. We'll say that one was for Dad.
Well, let's see here. Wyatt with a beautiful direct spin putt right from circle.
And just no hesitation. Step up and just launch it right into the basket.
Sit here, Matt, trying to keep the lead the same. Does so.
And he'll take out that birdie. Nicely done.
And Craig finishing up his par there. Todd doing the same.
And that'll do it for the front 11 for the 8th annual Thrive and Survive to benefit the St. Baldrick's Foundation. Thank you for joining us. And stay tuned for the back 11. We should have an exciting finish. Thank you to our sponsors, the Norse Gods, and our Patreon family. Adam, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Kyle.
This was fun. I'm looking forward to the next half.
I'll see you on the back half. And don't forget to check this out and subscribe to HyzerMedia.